You said something, and I want to follow up because I had a podcast, and I just mentioned Max, and what you just said is you can almost make any artist because it's almost like repetitive. If you just keep hearing the sound, and that's like TikTok,
Redundant.
right? Redundant, and then you start going, huh, and then you start thinking,
Yeah.
But but where's the, like you just said? So yeah, you can, and that's what's crazy, right? Is music, actors, different things. That's Baskin and Robbins. How many flavors of ice cream, right? Same thing. So there's a million different artists, but what really, what lasts? What holds up over time? What's not just like a pop and it's out. And that's where I think, talking to you that's where I'm wondering what's happening with music. Are people doing it for, and I they're different genres too.
Right. But it has to be like Max Lewis.
Okay.
Like when you introduce me to Max Lewis, you say, "Hey, come down here. I want you guys." Oh man, come on, Vic. That's 1 hour for me to drive. I hear this shit all the time. Oh, he's good. But when I came and I heard Max Lewis, and I was like, "Wow, it's different."
Right.
And the number one thing. He wrote that. Nobody mechanically wrote it for him,
right,
or whatever. And that plays a big role when you have an artist that can write his shit, or if he can write and produce, like Mac, he can write and produce and play, then you got one up on everybody. So now you just need the machine behind you. Now, do you go to an angel investor or a hedge fund or a family office and say, hey, I got this artist, put up this money, put up this million, I guarantee you I'm going to get you 60% of your money. I'll pay you back 60% on $1 million. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Do you think that's changed? Because, I'm glad you said that, because in the old days, you found an artist, you brought him into the machine, I'll call it a machine.
Right.
But you brought somebody in and you could develop them. You could control their media. You could write. And now today, I say that an artist will get $1 million, but it's a 360 deal, and it's on the back end, and it's and at the end of the day, I'm going to let you put in your words. How is it different today? Because you almost need to spend $1 million out of you need to have money today. Okay. I think
the reason why. The 360 deal came into place is because record companies don't make money off hard sales.
Bingo.
The actual CD or cassette that we used to have, right? So that's why they want a 360 deal, because if you spin off and they say, hey, we like him for this movie, we like him for that, then now they get a piece of that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why they want to give you, these 360 deals, because they getting a part of anything. You can sneeze on a napkin, and if they put that shit in art back, this is the.
It's on eBay, and
it's on eBay. This is the nap that Luke Nappy sneezed on when he had his cold. Who gives a fuck? Somebody do.
Somebody's gonna pay for it.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody will pay for it. So that's how these companies come, because you got to understand. Like if you go back to the independent days, just say I get a perfect example of the biggest independent company label here was Luke Records, which I was part of. So you take a record, an album, you give that record album $8 to a distributor. A distributor give it to a one-stop for $9.50. A one-stop give it to a retail for $10.50. And if retail give it to the consumer, $11.99. But it goes back, you're getting $8. Nobody's getting that kind of money for no record.
No.
These days, you hoping on streaming. And streaming, you get 1 cent. So you have to be a Drake or somebody to be making money on streaming, because it is on a record. If I'm sharing me correct, I don't know about now, but it used to be about 12 cents for every spin
Oh, it's less than that now. Way
on,
less.
on traditional radio.
Radio.
Not
Yeah.
you don't get no 12 cent on no podcast,
Oh, God, no.
Spotify and all that. That's why people don't want their stuff on these platforms because you're not getting no money.
A movie on Amazon is in the pennies.
Right.
It's hours long.
But if the song is on a soundtrack, then you getting sync. You getting sync, and it's on the soundtrack, and it's a song for a soundtrack. It's a little you get a little paid there. Or if they license the song for a commercial, like the Pullman Group bought James Brown catalog,
right,
and they had it. Get on up on a Pontiac commercial.
Oh, that's a lot of
So
money.
that's like $80,000 for a open like 2-3 months, and then if they see the sales spike, then they give you another 80.
Yep, I'll keep residuals on that. Yeah.
Right, but if it's broken down so much with the publishing with a song, you got the producer, you got the writer, then you got the artist. But sometimes these artists are not writing these songs, and they're not producing the song, so they get only way they getting money is doing a show.
That's what I think today.
That's what they did, and they killing it.
Use your social media, build a following,
right,
and sell out the show.
And merch.
Oh yeah,
See,
yeah.
Merch was like it was old school at first, but now they really seeing. Like I started out doing merch.
That's what you meant. Yeah.
Okay, with New Edition.
Oh my gosh.
In '86, we used to sell a T-shirt for $5 and a sweatshirt. I think was $20. So you had the T-shirt and the sweatshirt. But they wasn't getting a bunch of that because they signed deals with companies like Winterland or whatever. And Winterland will cut a deal with a guy like me to say, hey, we're going to give you this product, and you're going to go on this tour, and you're going to sell it. We used to make $15,000, $20,000 a night.
On the merch.
Now, these kids go on, what's the event that one was here? Not Lollapalooza. It come here.
Oh,
Rolling Loud. You take somebody like Kodak Black.
Yeah.
When he did his merch, he could make $75,000 on the merch, and he just made $100 on the show. So you getting $175 a night
on merch. And what's crazy is you look at
$75
the big brands, the big stars. $150 for a sweatshirt.
I went to Phil Collins. I met Phil Collins for the first time about a year ago
down in
BB&T.
Yeah.
And I walked out and I said, look at the line. The show hadn't even started. I was at the meet and greet downstairs, and I came upstairs, and they had a sweatshirt for $80.
Mm-hmm.
I was
it's actually cheap right now.
Me knowing merch.
Yeah, you.
No, textile. In Istanbul, Turkey, that sweatshirt is fucking $250. You just put a logo on it and it's $80? Come on, man.
Says the man wearing Gucci loafers.
Yeah.
And the designer.
No, I wear Gucci loafers because I have big, bad, wide feet. So I can't wear Payless or none of that, and I just like nice shit.
Yeah, as you should. But when you're overpaying for, as you said, a $2 to $3 sweatshirt. Anyway, so